Okay, so I realize that this rule of fives concept is probably a little bit tricky to wrap your head around just by reading a blog post, especially if you're new to the guitar. So I wanted to do a practical demonstration on the guitar itself. So let's just start with the low E, right? You get your E, we jump up a string, that's 5 semitones, right? To the A from the E. Now, how do we get there on the low E is the question. How else could we play this note other than with an open A? If we go up 5 semitones, which is 5 frets, 1 fret being a semitone, obviously, and play that, you also get an A, right? I'm playing the 5th fret on the low E and the open A at the same time. And this works if we jump up strings as well, right? So if we go to the 5th fret on the A string, we get a D, which obviously will make the same sound as an open D. So same tone, jump up again to the D string on the 5th fret, we get a G, which corresponds to the open G right above it. Same if we jump up to the highest 2 strings, the high E and the B. The B is the second highest, so if we go to the 5th fret, that'll get us to our high E. The only place you have to remember that this cannot be applied is between the G and the B, because if we try that, we get this. Obviously, that is not the same tone. We have to go down a fret because that is a B sharp, and we don't want that. So if we go down to the 4th, we have to remember our rule of 4s here. But everywhere else, you can use the rule of 5s. Now, how else does this apply practically to the guitar? So let's take our open D, for example, right? We can play the open D, or we can play the 5th fret on the A to also get a D. But if we want to go down to the low E for an even deeper and thicker sound, we start at the 5 and then we just add 5 more. I mean, this is simple addition to also get a D. Or like open G, 5th fret on the D, 10th fret, adding 5 on the A, and then 15th fret on the E, right? It's all the same note. So this is a good way of, once you get this down, it'll be easy to figure out what notes correspond to what around the guitar, and it'll allow you to move around the fretboard a lot more easily. So I hope that's a good introduction for you to that concept, and it'll help you a lot if you just keep it in your mind while you're learning.